All praises to Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem Akkad Kodash, the belongings to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, Shalom, to the elect pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, with hope of receiving mercy at Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling earthly called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson concerning events transpiring due to the migrant crisis over there in America. You know, because if you're following up what's going on, it's getting more chaotic as the days go by, from breaking down, from breaking down doors, entering people's house, home invasions, as they would call it, you know, to looting stores. And these events not just take place here. The so-called Negroes over there and other tribes were already looting. Them just get help now. You know, from the Northern Kingdom. But Esau is the one who created this chaotic environment, and that's something that people not really paying attention to. They already know what was going to come from this, so all this chaos is being engineered, because this is to fast track the collapse of how you do business and trade now. The system have to collapse, and these are going to be some of the reasons why you have empty stores closing down, people losing jobs. So let's dive straight into it. This is 2 Ezra 6 verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." And I'm gonna give you an example of that.
Shoplifting is becoming all too common in the five boroughs. Supermarkets have become one of the hardest hit stores, and one local chain is now taking matters into their own hands, beefing up their security. So a particular grocery store chain has a problem at one of its locations, and it's located down the block from one of the largest shelters for asylum seekers in New York. But while some blame shelter residents for the increase in crime, others say the real issue is our city doesn't care if grocery stores get robbed, and hasn't for a long time.
A community in Brooklyn tonight coming together, asking for help. They say migrant shelters in their neighborhood are leading to violence and bringing in dangerous gang members.
Store managers say some of the most common items being stolen are everything from laundry detergent to meats, even ice cream.
We've seen it at pharmacies, so much stuff under lock and key, all in effort to fight the shoplifting epidemic, and scenes like these. But now supermarkets are embracing the anti-shoplifting campaign.
We are here today because there is an attempt to put our neighborhood back 30 years in time.
Shoplifting is bad. It's terrible.
Coffee, cheese, shrimp, nothing is safe.
Those in attendance tonight say they aren't opposed to housing migrants in their neighborhood, just not thousands in a span of 2 blocks.
You are mass warehousing nearly 4,000 migrants in one city block across 2 shelters.
There is now a real concern among business owners that shoplifting will skyrocket it and become 10 times worse.
So a grocery store near a shelter apparently has a problem with rising theft. But while everyone's focused on the asylum crisis aspect of this, nobody's upset that the crimes in question aren't something New York City cares about stopping, because they're nonviolent and have already been decriminalized. Which is why as far back as 2022, 93% of all grocery stores in the city reported being victims of theft. And why wouldn't they when food just gets more and more expensive every single year, and when nobody in New York goes to jail for stealing when the amount is under $1,000? And that brings up a big question. If a small number of asylum seekers from a nearby shelter are indeed robbing a local grocery store, aren't they just committing what New Yorkers maintain is a victimless crime nobody suffers from? Because that's the progressive mindset that critics say has allowed a $4.4 billion shoplifting industry to exist in our state. And it's why repeat criminals of all backgrounds continue to roam our streets, stealing from stores at will, while never being blamed for the crimes they commit. Oh no, instead they're viewed as victims of society who deserve unlimited second chances by our justice system, which is why it makes sense that we've got more products locked up on our shelves than we have thieves in jail. And that brings us to the real reason why there seem to be rising levels of theft at stores near shelters in our city. These areas have all experienced recent population. What happens?
And it will just get worse than that, you know?
If they kick you out of here?
I don't know, because I don't have a family here and I'm alone with just my baby. And the father, he knows I'm pregnant and he's leaving.
A spokesperson for the mayor's office. The mayor said he didn't want to do it, but our shelter system is now so crowded, even families are getting kicked out. And although tens of thousands of people will soon be homeless, the city says it's got no choice but to evict them.
New York City now has permission to start bringing down the number of people at shelters by imposing a 60-day limit.
That move impacts thousands of migrant families staying at these facilities, including the controversial one on Randall's Island.
The city says that many of these migrants are able to find a new place to live, whether that's with family or friends. The advocates say they are very concerned that this will lead to an uptick in street homelessness.
Do you have any family here?
You know what it will lead to uptick in violence and crime, you know? But as I said, this is engineered. This is not something new.
It is just shameful. Adults using keys to commit burglaries, and it's all caught on camera. Several businesses say they got hit by an organized crime ring.
It's these large groups, basically. So shoplifting in New York, that's not exactly new. But what is new are the bizarre methods some thieves are now using to steal from places like Macy's. And while in-store security at a place like this is nothing to scoff at, a theft ring from Brooklyn was just busted using one of the worst shoplifting tactics ever imagined: stealing with the help of children.
Deputies say the couple is using the infant as well as a towel to conceal items before placing them into a bag that the mother is carrying.
Yeah, so these large groups basically come in, distract small business employees, and they make off with all the goods.
It's like an organized family, crime using children to make money for themselves is alarming.
That's definitely a scary thing to think about.
We found hundreds of boxes of stolen items. Approximately $212,000 of the alleged stolen merchandise came from Macy's.
From 20...
So I'm saying I'm gonna make this video long here, but hey, it's going to get worse. This is just the beginning stages of what's to come. So with that, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Kata, Badash, Shalom.